Hi, I'm Shanda Sullivan with Sullivan Financial Strategies. Thanks for joining me today. The last 2 weeks we've been talking about the New Year's Money Challenge and how to improve your finances this year. In the first week series, I talked about the importance of having a budget, and if you don't have one, now is the time to get one. So today I want to spend a little time reviewing different techniques and apps that you can use to create that budget and stick to it.
Okay, the first software I want to talk about is Dave Ramsey's Every Dollar. And I love this software because it's so easy to use and navigate around. If you want to change income, you simply click on it and you can update the income as you need to. Same thing about the different expenses. Maybe you don't have cable, so you can click on cable and you can delete that. And then you can add items accordingly as you need to. So say you have taxes due. There you go. So it's very, very simple to navigate. It also has baby steps from Dave Ramsey's series that you can go through, and it tells you they have step 1 completed already, and then step 2 is the debt snowball. They do have some debt. So that is very helpful as well. Now the drawbacks are this budget is free, which is a great thing. However, if you want to aggregate your accounts, so you want to pull in all your checking transactions, credit card balances, savings balances, then it's $99 a year, but right now they have your first 15 days are free. So over the time period, $99 probably very well worth the investment for you to get on track, because you'll save hundreds if not thousands throughout the year by using a budgeting program. So this is a great one. Now another negative thing is they do have an app available for iPhone but not Android. So the next one is Mvelopes. Now this is a little more robust and it takes a little more time to learn. I just entered a few things because it does take a little bit more time to enter. Let's say electricity, gas for your home. You just simply click edit right there. Now I do like that it has all these fields here. So you can say, is this periodic or monthly? Is it discretionary or required? So obviously electricity is required. And they kind of have it set up already for you. And then you just can put in how much each month is worth, and then you'll have an annual budget. And then if it's lower in the summertime, then you can account for that, so on and so forth. And then you save it and you'll have your budget there for every month. And then if you want to delete it, simply just delete. Yes, I want to delete. So the good thing about Mvelopes is that whenever I loaded our bank account into this, you have free account loading, by the way. You don't have to pay for that like you do with Every Dollar. So when I loaded my bank account, I was able to actually deselect accounts. Like, for instance, my girls' savings accounts, I don't want them in my budget. So I was able to delete those, and they did not pull in the information. So that's a huge benefit to me. It also gives you the options for each expense item, like I just talked about here. And it allows you to save for future expenses as well. And the thing I don't like about it is, like I said, it's very time intensive to get it set up and to learn the different scenarios and that type of thing. And it's also a little bit old-fashioned and a little clunky too. The next one is Mint, and of course I've logged off, so let me fix that. If you don't have LastPass, I highly recommend using LastPass or another password manager. Okay, so this is Mint, and I haven't even really entered anything else. So here you do create a budget, and you can choose what category it is. So say bills and utilities, you swing over here, and if you don't have something here, like say cable, then you can put it right here. And you're going to add that cable underneath bills and utilities. So now when you go to bills and utilities, then there's cable. So you can add your different ones. Now I like the fact that you can choose every month, every few months, or once. So maybe your car tags are due once a year. You're just going to hit once there, and then it'll recur once a year. And then you put your amount in and save. So then you have your cable there. So again, it's time consuming to put every different one in there, but once you've done it one time, then it recurs every month, which is wonderful. Now, the good thing, one good thing about this is you can decide if you want it to roll over to the next month. So see right here, start each new month with the previous month's leftover amount. So that's a great way to build up those funds, especially if it's something that occurs quarterly or annually, maybe life insurance. You can save for life insurance every month and it rolls over. And this is free, so that's a good thing. Now, the one bad thing I did experience is when I tried to pull over my bank account, it said it was not available. It kept searching. I even went back the next day and tried to load, and it still wouldn't work, even though I loaded it into Mvelopes with absolutely no problem the first time. So maybe you'll have better experience, but that was my experience with it. The next one is You Need a Budget. Now, this budgeting software, a lot of financial planners recommend this, and a lot of financial planners use this. And so I really like it because the whole point of this program is to get you ahead 1 month. Now, some of the other programs may be that way too, but I know that this one is. So you're paying everything a month in advance. So if something were to happen to your job, not only do you have your bills paid a month in advance, but then you should have your savings account for your emergency fund to back you up as well. So it does pull in your banking account information. There is a charge for this platform, and I'll tell you what that is in just a minute. But with that, you do pull in your banking and your credit card. It does have a platform for PC, Mac, iPhone, and Android as well. Now, I like this because it has a sense of humor, and like this here, add your first account. I just like that it's kind of quirky like that. It's not so serious like maybe Mvelopes is. So if you go back to budget here, you can see that you just simply plug in your number here. If you don't want the item, then you can just delete it. And then you can add a new category here, or you can add new expenses. And I forgot where that is. I know you can add, not only, because these are the categories right here, but you can also add different, I guess you could change the name, but I know that you can add different subtopics as well. Now the bad thing is, unless I'm missing it, it doesn't give you the option to do recurring or monthly. So it will recur because that's how the budget software is put up, but it would be nice if it was a one-time expense so you don't have to manually delete it. And again, I just did a trial version on all these, so I don't know all the features of all of them, but I didn't see that whenever I was reviewing it. Now, the pricing, I think, is very, very reasonable. It used to be $60 one-time download and that's it, but this year they changed it, and it's $5 a month, which is very affordable, or $50 a year. So that saves a little bit of money there. Now, I did read on the website that if you're a new user and you sign up, then you can save 10% for lifetime. So that's even less expensive. Now, one other thing I wanted to mention was I was broke, now I'm not. If you've never read this book or heard of this book, then you might want to check it out. It's right here. It's $20 on this website. And this is a great tool and something that I always give my clients a copy of it if they're struggling with cash flow or budgeting. Joe Sangl wrote this book about his experiences with his budget and how his wife and him would continually do the yo-yo effect where they'd pay things off and they would do great for a while and then they'd get right back in the hole and they were living paycheck to paycheck. So I really recommend you getting this book and reading it and then passing it along to someone else that can benefit from it. There's also study groups that you can do, and there's free budgeting tools as well that you can download and use. So it's funny because I've always loved my budget, my Excel spreadsheet. That is what my husband and I use for our budget. In fact, I will download it on my website under resources if you want to take a look at the structure that I use. But after reviewing these budget apps, I think I'm going to continue my free trial on all of them and kind of see which one we like best. I think the automated technology is something that is wonderful and will really help you get on track with your budget. So I have links for all the sites that I mentioned today on my blog at sullivanfinancialstrategies.com. And join me next week when I talk about the final installment of the New Year's Money Challenge. And we're going to be talking about why it's so critical for millennials to start saving for retirement. And I'm also going to do some number crunching where I actually give you numbers of how your money can grow over time the earlier that you start your retirement contributions. So I hope you have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.